Video friends, we are going to see Buddhist scholars. First of all, I would like to tell you that this video I've already uploaded in Hindi. So if you want to watch the Hindi version of the video, the link is given in the description box below. So I'm going to talk about Asvaghosa, Nagarjuna, then Buddhaghosa, Dinnaga, Chandrakirti, Dharmakirti, Asanga, Vasubandha. So these are some important Buddhist scholars, friends. It may be possible that I may miss some Buddhist scholars, so that I will be covering in my subsequent videos in one way or the other. So if you are going to watch my all videos, all the Buddhist scholars will be covered by me. One reason I would like to discuss with you that why Buddhism kicked in India. What happened, friends, that Ashoka the Great, Ashoka, after 8 years of taking the throne, embraced Buddhism, and when Ashoka Buddhism, he vigorously propagated his concept of Ashoka Dhamma, and this Ashoka Dhamma spread the ideology of Buddhism like anything. The Buddhism was spread in whole Indian subcontinent under the presidentship of Ashoka. Ashoka also convened the third Buddhist council in Patliputra under the presidency of Mogaliputra Tissa. Here the Abhidhamma Pitaka came into play, but that is a different thing that I have already covered in my previous video. You can see this Ashoka Dhamma was very much analogous to the Dhamma of Buddha. Okay, because there is also a Dhamma when we talk about the teachings of Buddha, friends. Okay, now after this initial introduction, let's talk about Asvaghosa. Now Asvaghosa, if we talk about the greatest poet of Indian ancient history, so that would be Kalidas. But before Kalidas, the greatest was Asvaghosa. Okay, Asvaghosa is the greatest Indian poet which was previous to Kalidas, and Asvaghosa is the first Sanskrit dramatist of the world. First Sanskrit dramatist of the world. Who? Asvaghosa. This is one important piece of information, friends. Then the Buddhist texts were written by Asvaghosa in classical Sanskrit. So Asvaghosa composed the Buddhist text in classical Sanskrit. You need to understand this, friends, that the Buddhist texts were not written in one language. They were also written in Sanskrit, they were also written in Pali, they were also written in Prakrit, they were written in many other languages also, these Buddhist texts. Okay, you need to understand that. Then the most important works of Asvaghosa are Buddha Charita, then Mahalankar, which is also known as Book of Glory, and then Saundara Nanda Kavya, which details the life of Nanda. Nanda was actually the brother of Buddha. Okay. One more important piece of information about Asvaghosa: he was present in the court of Kushan king Kanishk, and he was the court writer also and the religious advisor of Kushan king Kanishk. These are the important piece of information about Asvaghosa. Only this much you need to keep inside your mind all the time, because this can be asked in the exam. Next is Nagarjuna, friends. When we talk about Nagarjuna, the very first important piece of information about Nagarjuna is that he founded the Madhyamika school of Mahayana Buddhism. You should keep that. He was the contemporary of Satavahana king Gautami Putra Satakarni. Okay. There is one logic that why it is written Gautami Putra. Okay. So what they are matrilineal society, these Satavahanas. So this is one thing which you can connect from here. Whereas this is not the topic of this video. Moving forward. So he was a contemporary of the Satavahana king Gautami Putra Satakarni, friends, and he was born, Nagarjuna was born in Nagarjuna Konda in a Brahmin family. Nagarjuna Konda is in present day Andhra Pradesh. Now when we talk about Brahmin family, friends, initially Nagarjuna was born in Brahmin family. Later he converted to Buddhism. So because of that, you will see that his text, his initial text will be formed in classical Sanskrit. Because obviously he was from a Brahmin family. So because of being from a Brahmin family, he knew Sanskrit, so he wrote his initial text in Sanskrit. As simple as that. Now what is his written, friends? So there is a very important work of Nagarjuna, which is Mula Madhya Makarika, which is also known as Fundamental Verses on the Middle Way. This has been written by Nagarjuna, friends, and he gave the story of this theory of Shunyavad, which is also known as emptiness. So this theory was also given by Nagarjuna. Okay. Moving forward, friends, the next thing we are going to talk about is Buddhaghosa. Buddhaghosa was active in 5th century AD. Okay, so you can see that he was very much after Asvaghosa and Nagarjuna. He was active in 5th century AD. He was a great Pali scholar. So he wrote Buddhist text in Pali language. Then he was also known as Voice of Buddha. So whatever important things I am telling you about this thing, Buddhaghosa, you should need 5th century AD, Pali, Voice of Buddha. Then the next important thing is he wrote his commentary on Theravada Buddhism. This is one more important piece of information, friends. Okay. After some time, Buddhaghosa went to Sri Lanka and settled in Anuradhapur. And he also wrote a work named Visuddhimagga. It is Visuddhimagga. So you can understand here the important piece of information about Buddhaghosa, that he was active in 5th century AD. He wrote in Pali. He was also known as Voice of Buddha. He wrote on Theravada Buddhism, and one important work is Visuddhimagga. Then coming on to Dinnaga or Dinnaga. Dinnaga and Dinnaga is also a Buddhist scholar. He wrote a lot on Buddhist logic. So questions can be like this, that Dinnaga and Dinnaga is related to Buddhism, Vaisheshika philosophy, Samkhya philosophy, or Jainism. So the answer is Buddhism. But when it talk about Buddhaghosa, the question will not be like that Buddhaghosa is related to Buddhism, because the Buddha is in the word only. So it will be asked that he wrote on which branch of Buddhism. So Theravada Buddhism. What was he known as? Voice of Buddha. He wrote in Pali. Okay. He was active in 5th century AD. He is also known for writing Visuddhimagga. So these are the type of information that can be asked from you in the exam. Moving forward, friends, I'm going to talk about two more persons, Asanga and Vasubandhu. This Asanga and Vasubandhu, Vasubandhu, and Asanga. Now, Asanga and Vasubandhu, they were both brothers. They were half brothers actually. They were also Buddhist scholars. And one important piece of information about Vasubandhu is that Vasubandhu wrote Abhidharma Moksha. Abhidharma Moksha. Okay, moving forward, friends. Then I'm going to talk about two more personalities, Chandrakirti and Dharmakirti. First, we should know about Chandrakirti. Chandrakirti, friends, he was a disciple of Nagarjuna. So the Nagarjuna was Chandrakirti's guru, and he studied at Nalanda University. So he was an alumni of Nalanda University. And there is one more important piece of work of Chandrakirti is Prasanapada, Prasannapada. So Prasanapada is an important piece of work of Chandrakirti. Moving forward, we will talk about Dharmakirti. Dharmakirti was active in 7th century AD, friends. Okay, he was actually involved in Buddhist Samkhya philosophy. He was also an alumni of Nalanda University, and Dharmakirti was known as Kant of India. So this forms a very important question, that who is known as the Kant of India? So Dharmakirti is known as the Kant of India. Dharmkirti. This one is the Dharmakirti here. Okay, but Chandrakirti I've already told you. Okay, one more important piece of information about Dharmakirti, that he's written one book named as 7 Treatises on Valid Cognition. 7 Treatises on Valid Cognition. This has also been written by Dharmakirti. So this was the important piece of information for this point of time. This much is enough, friends. If you like this video, kindly like it, subscribe to my channel. Please share these videos on your Instagram and Facebook profile, and thank you for studying. Goodbye. Take care.